Welcome to the show, guys. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. Happy Monday to all you guys that have won their week. And I know there's one game tonight, Rams and Cardinals, but most of you guys have won your week. Thanks to, believe it or not, Najee Harris and Justin Herbert, two of my 16-round studs. Very happy, very proud. I've actually made it into the playoffs, and I've actually won the first week of playoffs. Now, I'm not sure where your league is at, but I'm sure if you're a 16-rounders, you're doing well. Today, I want to talk about the NFL Week 14 recap, some scores talk, some studs, some sucks. Going to honor the suck of the week at each position here, excluding the Monday night game, of course. And again, I got to talk about this because everybody's got to be held accountable. The Sheep's got to be held accountable. The players that play fantasy got to be held accountable. And that's my job, is to make sure they're accountable. So studs and sucks for NFL Week 14, NFL Week 14 highlights, NFL Week 14 recap. Before we get into the show, guys, there is a giveaway. Guys, giveaway alert. Signed Najee Harris. We're giving away signed Najee Harris speed helmet right behind me tonight. Guys, during Monday Night Football, I'll be doing the draw then. And there's ongoing draws as well, including a signed Hopkins jersey. I've got a DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, Ole Miss signed helmet. There's so many giveaways, even an Eckler. I think there's an Eckler helmet coming through. I got to check the mail. Box just came in. Compliments of Pristine Auction. Go to pristineauction.com. Use promo code SWAGLINE. Create an account right now. You're entered for all draws moving forward. And again, including this draw right here for the signed Najee Harris. And also, guys, Christmas is here. Almost here anyway. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE. Get yourself a trimmer. Right now, guys, you'll be very, very happy. Manscaped.com, SHOWERLINE. I use their shampoo and body wash. It's been amazing for me. So, again, I'm looking at these, the recap here, some of these games. And the game that kind of sticks out to me that I think was something to note is the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, they absolutely destroyed the Raiders 48-9. I want to talk a little bit about that. Again, this kind of shows that they've got some momentum going forward. I think they've won 5 or 6 in a row now. So that's something that kind of stuck out to me as a game that really mattered. And also the Chargers, another divisional rival there. Out west, you got to look at the Chargers of Justin Herbert looking absolutely amazing, 37-21, beating the Giants, looking spectacular. Buccaneers solidifying their stance as well this year as being a dominant team. Now, the Bills weren't doing well at all. They ended up coming back, winning that game. So, these are some of the powerhouses this year. You've got the Chiefs. I still think they're going to be a powerhouse. The Buccaneers and the Chargers are 3 teams that really stick out to me. And they had a good week overall. They really did. And some teams here that you're going to watch the playoffs, I think these guys are going to be huge contenders for the Super Bowl. So I had to kind of highlight that. Now, I do want to go over some of the studs and sucks at each position here. Let's start off with the quarterback position. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Super exciting, guys. We're going to be talking Fantasy Football 2022 rankings very soon as we turn the calendar year. Super excited. If you guys are in 16 rounds, I'm sure you're winning. Congratulations. Fantasy dominance this year. Some great players turning out. Hunter Renfrow being a guy that turned out for me. Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, Justin Herbert, to name a few of the studs. Gronkowski on one of my teams absolutely tore it up for me this year and been very, very good. So championship bound for Council Nation, okay? So quarterback, guys that did amazing here. Now, actually, this is a Monday morning show. I'm actually recording this while the Packers and Bears game is going on. I think the score is still 0-0. So I don't know whether Rodgers is going to be a stud or suck tonight. I really can't tell you because I'm recording during that. I wanted to record it tonight, this evening. I usually record in the morning, but I wanted to do it in the evening. I got some stuff to do in the morning anyway, but I'm releasing it in the morning here, Monday. But Josh Allen here, absolutely spectacular week. Absolutely spectacular fantasy points. 35 points, 2 touchdowns. He had the 1 interception. It is what it is. And what helped him was that rushing. Did he get a rushing? Yeah, rushing touchdown. That really helped his numbers and the rushing yards. Huge. Tom Brady, Taysom Hill, Justin Herbert. These guys finished top 4, again, minus the 2 games that are left. Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers could be studs. But again, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Taysom Hill, absolutely studying it for fantasy. Ben Roethlisberger had himself a good game. Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson back in action. Pat Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mike Glennon to round out the top 10. Believe it or not, Mike Glennon, top 10. And then Davis Mills had himself a good game. With, what do you have? 18 points. Nothing phenomenal, but a respectable game. Now, there wasn't anyone that really sucked that I would have started. Like Kirk Cousins had a 14-point game. Matt Ryan had a 12-point game. Jared Goff, 11-point game. But Derek Carr, I would say, is the suck of the week because a lot of people started Derek Carr. Not a lot, but there's a few people that have Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr, but I think the biggest suck of the week has to go to Dak Prescott, 9.4 points. And he had 9 points, so just say 10 points, just under 10 points. Anyway, one touchdown, 2 interceptions. I'm going to give it to Dak Prescott here, being the suck of the week. Now, you could say Lamar Jackson, but he got hurt. But you could still say Lamar Jackson's the suck of the week. Getting hurt counts. You got what? 1 point, 1.18 points, unacceptable. And people, I would say a lot of people were in playoffs and started Lamar Jackson. So I got to go with Lamar Jackson being the suck of the week. It is what it is, hurt or not. You actually didn't put up points at the end of the day. And a lot of people started you and drafted you early when I said stay away from Lamar Jackson. Get yourself Herbert round 5. Sure enough, that turned out well. Counselor way as per usual. It is what it is, right? Lamar Jackson, I don't know. You guys wasted that pick on him, right? Very early, the Kinshipsis. So let's move on here to the running back position, guys that were studs, that were sucks. And I was a little concerned because I started Saquon Barkley. And then he ended up finishing in the top 10 here in points. What do you have? 18.5 points. Is that 18? Yeah, 18.5. He did have that receiving touchdown near the end. So good on him, man. A lot of people were ripping me on Barkley. Finally did something when I needed him the most. Najee Harris finishing top third, 25.4 points. Dalvin Cook, got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, he was banged up, missed a couple games this season, but ended up turning out, having a big game with 35 points. The past game he played, okay? Rashad Penny, surprise, 26 points, 2 touchdowns. And I think he had, a bunch of receptions. What do you have? Just one reception, but it's mainly the 137 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. Rashad Penny tearing it up. Alvin Kamara had himself a good game. Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, both those guys did well. Now, Melvin Gordon being a pest, I think it should just be the Javonte Williams show. Can you imagine the ceiling of Javonte Williams if Melvin Gordon would just go away? Hopefully, Melvin Gordon does go away next season. Javonte Williams, a top 5 running back. Easy, absolutely easy. Both these guys put up really good points. 23 points for Gordon, 21 points for Javonte Williams. So I'd like to see Melvin Gordon be shipped off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got himself a few touchdowns. Saquon Barkley and Derek Gore, really, KC running back. Derek Gore, 17 points PPR. Austin Eckler had himself a decent game, but he did end up getting hurt. Austin Eckler got hurt. Don't know the extent of the injury. I was going through like 10 different games. And, he got hurt. I think he missed the last quarter of the game or so like that. And I think Kareem Hunt got hurt as well, had himself a crappy game. But I'm trying to look at the suck of the week here at running back. I mean, I don't know if Mixon got hurt halfway through, but 8.8 points, Joe Mixon. I'm going to give it to Zeke Elliott here. 9 points for Zeke Elliott. Unacceptable. Pollard was hurt. You got the opportunity to shine. You're the full workhorse running back. Unacceptable. 9 points. And look at this. Nick Chubb, 9.5 points. Unacceptable for guys that were drafted in the first round. Very unacceptable. I'm going to give the suck of the week to Zeke Elliott, honorable mention Nick Chubb. And let me know in the comments if I'm missing anybody or if anybody else was the suck of the week. But really, really unacceptable. Zeke Elliott there at running back. Let's move over to the wide receiver position. Talk about some studs here. Hunter Renfrow, my man. Tyler Lockett, Jamar Chase having himself a good game with 2 touchdowns. Saw those touchdowns. Very impressive. Robbie Anderson finally pulling through, better late than never, I guess. 21.4 points. Had himself a game. Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Cook, and Jalen Guyton having themselves great games here in around the top 10 in regards to PPR fantasy points. Guys that crapped the bed. Tyreek Hill, 11.6 points, unacceptable for a first-round pick. Michael Gallup, wasn't expecting too much out of him. Marquise Brown, who should be a wide receiver 1, had himself a terrible game with 9.1. DK Metcalf, 8.3 points. DK Metcalf, again, this was a guy that people drafted very, very high in drafts, around 3rd roundish, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round latest. Crap in the bed this year. Julio Jones, not much expectations out of him. 7.3 points, very terrible to have 7 points. Kenny Galladay, another guy who's a wide receiver 1 on his team, 3.5 points, really unacceptable. Allen Robinson, 1.8 points. These are wide receiver 1s we're talking about, putting up unacceptable points. Again, we didn't have a great year out of these guys, but really, you guys are wide receiver 1s. Allen Robinson, I apologize. That game is still going on now, I believe. So they're in the first quarter. So I take back the Allen Robinson, but he's been crap all year. But Allen Robinson, maybe he has a big game by the time of the end of this recording, but as of right now, he's got 1.8 points, 1 quarter, and he's been crappy all year, okay? So I take that one back. Again, I'm recording this during that Bears-Packers game. So when you're looking at the studs and sucks here, man, I mean, DK Metcalf, 8 points. Is there anyone else I'm missing here? Jerry Jeudy, 9.7 points, unacceptable. Again, Tyreek Hill, 11.6. Deebo Samuel had a 12.9 game, mediocre. But I'm just trying to look for those big busts. Stephon Diggs, 14.4. It's acceptable and doable. But again, Tyreek Hill, under 12 points, being a first-round pick. I'm going to give it to him. And again, there's other guys that suck, but not as big a names as Tyreek Hill, who's actually crapped the bed 2 weeks in a row. I think he had like 4 or 5 points last week. Completely unacceptable for a guy that was drafted in the first round. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone else here I'm missing. I'm just going through the list here. Kenny Galladay. Yeah, I mean, those are the guys that pop out to me that absolutely suck. And again, with tight end, let's move to tight end here. George Kittle had himself a game, 34 points. Mark Andrews had himself a game. Dawson Knox. Who else is there? Pat Freiermuth had himself a game. Gronkowski, 11 points. Kyle Pitts, 11 points. Not that bad. But I'm trying to see if there's a suck of the week here. Jared Cook, 8 points. He did get that 1 touchdown, which helped. I got him in one league. I was desperate, need to start him because it's a 2-quarterback league, and Carson Wentz had to sit in that league, and I still think I won. Again, with tight ends, there isn't anybody here that really sucked. Kelsey, but he's gonna play. Still got to play, right? No, he did play. 5.7 points. Travis Kelce. There you go. Travis Kelce's suck of the week again. What did he do last week? Kelsey's been absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. 13 points. Let me just see last week. I think he had 18 points. So he had week 8, he had 4.7 points. He had a 6.3 pointer in week 4, and he had a 5.7 pointer yesterday. So Kelce just not the guy that he was. Still a safe tight end, but he's had a couple dud games when you need him the most. But 5.7, very, very unacceptable for Travis Kelce. And he is the suck of the week here in week 14. Very, very depressing for a guy that was drafted in the second round across the board, okay? So there you have it, guys. Those are the studs and sucks of the week. Again, Zeke Elliott, very disappointing. Tyreek Hill, very disappointing. Travis Kelce, yet again, very, very disappointing. Not performing where they should be. Lamar Jackson getting hurt. Even though he got hurt, a lot of people started him. This was their championship. This was their playoff. This was their first week of playoffs. Or some people are getting into the playoffs. Very disappointing for Lamar Jackson to get hurt and screw your teams. I mean, it sucks. I mean, that's why you got to there should be an in-game substitution. There was this league called Your Rules where they came out with this platform where you could do live in-game substitutions where if your player gets hurt, you're able to sub in somebody. It just sucks that Lamar got hurt early in the game and you started him and now you're out. You're out those points. So it is what it is. I wish that we got to implement injuries in fantasy eventually. Okay, guys, it's got to be important. But those are the sucks of the week. Those are the studs of the week. Good week overall. I'm happy. 16 rounders are happy. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys click subscribe. We're going to start rolling out 2022 content very soon as that calendar turns over. We're going hard 2022, guys. Subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below. Who was your stud? Who was your suck? Love to hear it. I will reply back to your comments below. I'm out, guys. We'll talk soon.